Picture it. You're surfing the web looking for different tech careers because you don't know where to begin. All you know is that your next move is to career switch. You start to get bummed because every job requirement says you need a degree in math, you need a different certification, you need to go through all of these classes, blah, 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 and all of this blah, blah, blah to potentially change your life in tech. But suddenly, you come across an ad that says, Data Science Bootcamp or blah 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 Bootcamp. Do you click enter? Or do you click exit? What's up, beautiful people? It's your homegirl in a digital world, Miss Taryn Simone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of A Sip of Tea, where we're on here discussing all things tech, all things culture, and all things social media. To continue the vibes at the Ritz-Carlton, please, please, please don't hesitate. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Go ahead and click that like button. You can ring my bell. Whatever you need to do to stay in contact with me, baby, because I'm trying to stay in contact with you. You heard me? I'll start the episode by saying this. There is no easy way to break into the tech industry. Like many of us, we sign up for different sites, different things to help us navigate where we should begin. And I'm going to give you my pros and cons. It's probably one pro, one con about boot camps and my experience with a tech boot camp. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to assess whether or not a boot camp is truly for you. And just being quite frank, I'm not going to be biased and say don't do it. I am going to say please make sure you have researched to the fullest and you are ready to make that step. So, if you don't know what a tech boot camp is, this is a certain type of program that claims at the end of this program you will have learned X, Y, and Z depending on whatever skill set you have chosen. Whether that's an expertise like UX, UI, web, like just web design and coding, there are different boot camps that you can attend that help you cater to a specific skill. So, these boot camps are typically 34 weeks. There are many that are shorter than that. There are some that are longer than that. But I feel like if you're longer than that, you might as well just take your behind to school. But these certain boot camps, like I mentioned, they're 34 weeks long. The one that I took personally was 34 weeks long, and I'm currently still in it right now. These camps are like 34 weeks long to go through a series of modules that are pertaining to a certain skill. A lot of the camps are free, and some of the camps you pay for them with your financial aid if you are allowed that luxury. There's a different type of program that they have, like income share agreements, if you don't have any more loan money, for the ones like me who've been to school all their life, so I don't have any more loan money. Y'all need to put me, hey, whoever is over at Sally Mae, listen to me and you hear me good. I know that Taryn Simone needs to be in the number when y'all get rid of those student loans and y'all get ready to wipe the debt. Yeah, so like I mentioned, there's financial aid. You can do like an income share agreement. You can also pay for it out of pocket. They give you different options depending on what type of skill and who you go through. So that's all on your research. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Okay. So far, since I've been in this boot camp, I started in January. My only pro is that you, by the end of the boot camp, you will have a new access and a new network. A lot of these boot camps, they get into your mind and tell you like, okay, well, you take this boot camp. Once you finish this boot camp, we're going to put you in a position that's going to be able to further and elevate your career. So once you finish, you'll go through a different process of like interviewing with a lot of the Fortune 500 companies that are attached to whatever boot camp you have. And so with that being said, I think that my only pro was the fact that I know that once I finish this program, that I will soon be afforded a new opportunity. That's my only pro with the data science with the data science bootcamp that I'm in right now. I like the company that I went through to do the bootcamp. However, I just don't like the style of the boot camp, because me personally, I have to be there with you, especially doing something that I've never done before. Data science is a fairly new field, and because data science has only been around a few years, when social media started picking up and people started making changes according to their data, that's when this industry kind of started rolling. So it's fairly new, and I'm not gonna lie, I gotta be there with the person. Like I'm not good at math at all. Like if it wasn't to count my money, I tell y'all this all the time, if it ain't counting my money, I don't really have any more for you. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that these data science boot camps these tech boot camps, it's a tech boot camp. I say data science because that's just my experience and where I am right now. So I say find out as much information as you can, ask many questions that you can, because the problem was I did not research thoroughly. And I'm gonna just go ahead and admit it. Like I did not research thoroughly. I really wish I would have asked more questions when they were asking me questions about why I even clicked on being a part of the data science bootcamp, right? Also, one more pro. It's kind of almost like one of the quickest ways to break into the tech industry. If you don't know anyone, don't know where to begin, it is one of the quickest ways to break into the tech industry, because at the end of 34 weeks, you'll be interviewing and getting ready to, like I mentioned, level up and open up a new network that you can access. So it's the quickest way for the pros have access to a new network, and also have access to a new network, and one of the quickest ways to break into the tech industry. Now for the hard part. We moving on to the cons, okay? If you do not have self-discipline, you will not succeed in a tech boot camp. And here's why. These programs are very fast-paced and self-paced, right? You only have 34 weeks to learn a multitude of things that constitutes what your skill set may be. So if you are someone who takes a little bit longer to pick up information, like myself, it's going to be hard for you to stay on top and stay in the swing, because this is virtual. You have to communicate with people through whatever system they are using. It's hard to get in contact with people. I know for me personally, it was hard. I didn't have access to, when you are online doing your homework, they're not online. So when they're online, you're not online. That was one of my first cons. Like I didn't like that I didn't feel too supported in what I had going on as far as the boot camp goes. Now, granted, me and my sister, we started the data science, but we started the boot camp together. She is good. She kept rolling. She picked back up and kept going. Me, on the other hand, I started, like I told y'all, I broke into the tech industry before, like my previous video. In my previous video, I talked about how I quit my job, and I'll probably link a card up here. But I talked about how I broke into the tech industry, how I quit my job, X, Y, and Z. And while I was doing all of that, I was in a data science boot camp. I was doing 2 boot camps at the same time. So I was doing a data science tech boot camp, and I also was doing a sales direct representative boot camp. The sales direct representative boot camp finished way before. It took me like a week to finish the boot camp, and then I was interviewing for a job. All I'm gonna say is that was the most stressful thing ever, because I was interviewing for, I just did, like I mentioned, I just did not have self-discipline. Had I had self-discipline and just finished interviewing with the people and then came home, did my homework, I would have been further off and better off. Now I'm sitting here, they put me on hold because I haven't been doing my work, because I've been learning and getting more acquainted with the tech industry as a sales direct representative. So I have to once again pick myself back up by the bootstraps so I can finish this thing hard, because once again, they still gonna charge you, and they gonna charge you according to how many classes you finished and how long it's taking you. So because I didn't have the self-discipline, it has taken me just a little bit longer to finish. And I'm so proud of my sister, because homegirl is still doing the damn thing, okay? And I love you for that. Shout out to KB. Yeah. So let's go back over what I've mentioned so far, because I want y'all to really think about what you're getting yourself into when you're trying to break into the tech industry. Don't let these people talk you into something without you even knowing what the true tea is. Ask your questions, and that's the only thing that I regret. Ask your questions when you are getting ready to sign your life away on a boot camp, okay? So for a pro, I feel that it gives you access to a new environment. It gives you all of, you know what I'm saying, it's an easier way to break into the tech industry, I must say, because you know that at the end of this, they are going to secure you a role, but they're going to give you the resources to secure a role. You just have to do what you're supposed to do to secure the role. And then for my dislikes, cons, whatever you would call it, it's not really a con either. It's just my experience on what I think would be different if I were to do it again. And I would just say it's a self-paced environment, self-paced, fast-paced, and also being able to access the mentorships that are happening during that time. That is a little difficult, because if you want someone to, you want to be able to work on it when you can and get help when you can, and sometimes it don't work like that because they only online for a certain amount of time, and if you work at that time, it looks like you're on YouTube University. And what upsets me about that real quick is because if I was gonna go to YouTube University because I needed help doing the homework that y'all gave me, because y'all can't help me, I should have just went to YouTube University anyway. So I do recommend, if you do not have the funds, if you are not someone of self-discipline, and you are not someone who is easy and able to work on, you know, self-paced by yourself, I would just say continue to use YouTube to your best ability. Use YouTube, use these free courses, find different Facebook groups, and try to immerse yourself that way before you sign your life away on a data science, not a data science, but on a boot camp. If you are someone who is already kind of privy to the skill that you're looking at, like, see me, I had no idea what I was getting into, okay? No idea. So it's a little bit harder for me. It wouldn't be hard for someone who already knows, how to do these different, like how to use R, how to use Python, how to use, you know what I'm saying, MySQL. If someone already knows how to use that, the program would be more beneficial to someone who is already kind of privy. But someone who does not know anything, I say do your research on where you are trying to go. Okay, what are you trying to do, honey? If you made it this far and you like what you hear on this account, please join the vibes. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. Comment and tell me about your experience with your boot camp. Like, how has it worked for you? Do you think that tech boot camps are a good idea, or do you think they're really hurting the tech industry? Ooh, there might be another video. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I'm gonna get off of here and let y'all go be free. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the Sunshine Band is in. And we gonna get this dub. We're gonna get this win, honey. Y'all be blessed.